Good evening to all of you. My name is John Volin. I am the Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost. It's with great pleasure that I introduce the first annual Graduate School of Business Awards event, and I am particularly honored to be with you on such a special occasion. I would like to congratulate personally and thank all of our award recipients who will be announced later in the program. As successful alumni, you have contributed remarkably to our society. As we look towards the future of the Graduate School of Business, it is important that we continue to honor our alumni. To those of you who have already excelled in your fields, as well as to those of you who are just entering the workforce, know that we are proud to call you MaineMBA Alumni. I would like to thank our award presenters and partners who support, encouragement, and praise ensure that the achievements of our students and alumni do not go unnoticed. This includes Maine Outdoor Brands, the CPA Society of Maine, and the Maine Business School Advisory Board. We continue to appreciate your contributions and participation. And of course, our special appreciation goes to the Harold Alfond Foundation for their support to the Graduate School of Business and the UMS Transforms initiative. The Graduate School of Business team, which now comprises outstanding faculty and staff from both the University of Southern Maine and the University of Maine, is proud of you. I want to recognize our new Dean of the Graduate School of Business, Dean Norm O'Reilly, and last year's interim Dean, Executive Dean of the Maine Business School, Faye Gilbert, for their tenacious energy that made this event possible. Faye led the Graduate School of Business while we underwent was ultimately a highly successful international search for the permanent dean. I appreciate her leadership and commitment to the Graduate School of Business. Norm stepped into the deanship of the Graduate School of Business last summer and has brought a strong vision, industry experience, and high hopes for the continued success and growth of the graduate program. We are glad to have him leading the charge, bringing us forward, and making our alumni proud to call themselves MaineMBA Alumni. It is now my pleasure to introduce your Master of Ceremonies for tonight, Dean Norm O'Reilly.
Thank you, Provost Volin, for those very kind words of welcome. And welcome everyone to our first annual MaineMBA Awards. We hope that this is the first of many to come. My job this evening is your MC, and I'm thrilled to have that role. My first order of business, we introduce our president, but first I just want to acknowledge, as Provost Volin did, all of the wonderful people, staff, our team who've been part of putting tonight together, our award winners who you get to meet over the next 30 minutes or so. When you think about an awards evening like this, it really looks back on the history of an MBA program like ours, from our roots with the University of Southern Maine and the University of Maine, and now the MaineMBA, and the bright, bright future that we have, as Provost Volin articulated. I've had the great fortune of joining a team of great leaders, Provost Volin and President Ferrini-Mundy, who I'm now going to pass it over to. President Ferrini-Mundy has led the University of Maine since 2018 on a really positive trajectory, which is helping leaders like myself in all of our work. She's got a vast background of distinguished accomplishments. She led the National Science Foundation. She's published many, many articles. She's a mathematician. We're really, really lucky to have her leading the charge. Without further ado, I will pass it over to President Ferrini-Mundy.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Norm. I'm pleased to join Provost Volin, Chancellor Malloy, and Greg Powell of the Harold Alfond Foundation in a production recognizing the outstanding work of the Graduate School of Business and MBA alums from both UMaine and USM. Thousands of MBA alumni from our universities are shaping the world. It is fitting that we come together to recognize graduates of our programs in both Orono and Portland, as our UMaine and USM faculties collaborate to advance graduate business education and the Maine Center. Headquartered in Portland to serve students statewide and around the world, the University of Maine Graduate and Professional Center brings together the best of our University of Maine system graduate business programs. The Maine Center also fosters collaboration among our law and graduate policy and engineering programs, providing the cross-disciplinary education that's needed for success in today's changing global economy. Our charge, supported by the vision and generosity of the Harold Alfond Foundation, is to provide multifaceted education, skills, and enrichment opportunities to a new generation of students preparing for workforce and leadership success. More, better prepared graduates contribute to our Maine Center goal of increasing the depth and connectivity of the state's talent pool. We are intentionally building a community of professionals and experts working across disciplines and borders with a shared Maine purpose and meaningful relationships with Maine people. Our existing MBA alums from both UMaine and USM are foundational to our plans to grow an even stronger network of leadership-prepared professionals. Portland is a strategic asset for business growth and talent attraction. It is one of the most vibrant and inclusive small cities in the nation to live, work, and visit. With the MaineMBA, the Portland Research Gateway, our land grant mission, thousands of alums throughout the region, and our many other Southern Maine-based innovation and research initiatives, UMaine is and will always be a part of Portland's future. I want to thank our partner, Portland Mayor Kate Snyder, for joining us to celebrate our MBA alums. Mayor Snyder understands the importance of education in Maine. She served on the Portland Board of Public Education from 2007 to 2013, where she spent time serving as the finance chair and chair of the board. She then helped found the Foundation for Portland Public Schools, where she also acted as the executive director from 2014 to 2019. Mayor Snyder holds a bachelor's degree in government and French from Skidmore College. She has a master's in public policy and management and a certificate of graduate studies in applied research and evaluation methods from USM's Muskie School of Public Service. It is a pleasure to be joined by Portland's Mayor, Kate Snyder.
Thank you, President Ferrini-Mundy, for the kind introduction of Mayor Snyder. Originally, as you all know, we wanted to do this live and Mayor Snyder to give us a keynote in person. However, due to the coronavirus, we had to move to a video format. However, some clouds have silver linings, and this led us to the opportunity for our team to go to City Hall and have a sit-down conversation with Mayor Snyder about the City of Portland, business in our community, the University of Maine, the MaineMBA, and beyond. Right. Thank you, Mayor Snyder, so much for taking the time to be with us today and this evening for the awards ceremony. We're really thrilled to dig into you and learn a bit more about what you're thinking about business in the City of Portland. I'd like to start off, just maybe tell us a bit what's happening right now. COVID, not COVID, the city, our economy, job situations, how are organizations dealing? Talk to us a bit about the business landscape here in Portland.
Yeah, these are complicated days, Norm, as you know. I'll start out by saying that the Graduate School of Business and other institutions of higher learning in this city of Portland are such bright spots on the landscape as we all make our way through really trying days. Luckily, Portland, Maine is still a wonderful place to live, to work, to raise a family, and to have some fun. So I would say that the local business economy is struggling for sure, just like everywhere else, looking for workers, scaling back on hours, having difficulty with supply. But people here are really resilient and they are sticking with it. And it contributes to our quality of life here in the city of Portland. So I always urge folks, if you're able, get out in town and do some shopping locally. Go out to dinner if you feel like that's a safe option for you. Support the people who are doing business in our local economy. But as you know, we're struggling as we make our way through the days with surges, which require people to close down from time to time if staff get sick. And everybody's really doing the best that they can. We're getting some help from the state government and the federal government on different fronts, and so that certainly helps. But as a municipality, when we contemplate our challenges and our budget, it's no different. All the same challenges that we see out there, we see here in city government. But like I said, the bright spot is the fact that we've got a great place to live, we've got a location that can't be beat, and we've got institutions of higher learning like the University of Maine's Graduate School for Business right downtown Portland that is a draw for people. It's an exciting opportunity for people who live in Maine to advance their skills in education, and it's also now a pull back to the state of Maine for maybe people who grew up here and have moved away, who might want to come back and be back in the state of Maine.
That's really good. That's a very good point. Let's dig into your comment about talent. I like to call it talent and people. And even before COVID, the business communities, particularly accounting and finance and consulting and tech firms, have struggled to recruit and retain talent. here in Portland and in Maine in general. And then we think about now, but COVID has accelerated this, right? And the world's becoming more digital. So at one side, that's great. People can live here and they can maybe work somewhere else or et cetera. But then the other thing we're kind of learning is people that are in Portland that can make more money, working in California, for instance, they're here, but they're not helping our business community. Do you have any thoughts on, what role the universities could play, the city could play, to try to really help keep talent and keep people working here in Portland and here in Maine?
Well, actually, one thing that I have noticed is the increase in the number of people who work remotely but live in and around Portland, Maine. So the fact of COVID has allowed people to choose where they live while they work elsewhere. I think we're also seeing an emergence of tech culture, startup culture here in Portland. It's a great place to start a business, and you can bring talent here and they're excited to be here. We see that all the time in different sectors, where one of the bright spots for folks is that people actually do want to move to Maine, and they figure, hey, if I can do some of my work remotely and live in this great place where I can ski and hike and get out on the water, that's fantastic. So I do think that the increase in digital work is contributing to our sense of place here in Portland and our sense of place as an employment hub.
So I agree, it's really exciting. So let's shift gears a little bit and let's talk about the downtown. I mean, that's where we're moving. Everything's very exciting, and it's been slowed because of COVID, as we talk about. What do you see happening, maybe both from like kind of a corporate real estate perspective, companies not necessarily needing space maybe like they used to, and then the condo market downtown perspective, the restaurants, tourism organizations, the ocean industry and aquaculture. Talk a little bit about what you see coming out of COVID, assuming it's going to end at some point, or we're going to have some kind of control of that. Talk a bit about those pieces of the future of Portland.
I do think about the light that we're moving toward, I hope, which is a local economy where people can live in town, ride their bike or walk to work, have a flexible work schedule because they can do some remote and some in person. They can do their work day and then they can get out on the water at the end of a long day because it's a beautiful summer night, or they can go out to dinner. They can, entertain friends and family right here in the city of Portland with all of our great restaurants and things to do. So I think about Portland as being a place where people can walk, bike safely, work, send their kids to school, and really live a life that is Portland-based, but then easily head out of town for incredible recreation. So I think as things hopefully start to get better and warmer, we'll see, this Portland is a hub where people can do all of those things. You don't have to live out of town and commute in for your job. You can live right here in Portland. And like I said, just make your way around in a way that feels easy.
Right, the appeal of the urban lifestyle, you can get out easy, and maybe with these hybrid work environments. We saw last 2 years, golf and downhill skiing evolve and at their peaks, in recent years. So that's really good. Talk a little bit about the tourism industry and kind of, it's obviously been constricted and had some challenges and is again right now, but it's been a big part of obviously the economy here. Maybe just forget COVID for a second and think about what's the future look like? What kind of things from a city perspective are you looking to welcome or advance?
Yeah, well actually the summer of 2021 was pretty great. People were here, they were going out to eat, they were going to bars and restaurants and entertainment venues and taking advantage of so many recreational opportunities. So I would say I heard from a lot of folks in the local community that the summer was pretty good. I hope next summer's even better. We haven't had cruise ships into our port for a couple of years now, so the return of that to the extent that is sustainable in the city of Portland, I think is something to look forward to. But as you said, so many changes as a result of COVID, and I think some of the changes are here to stay with regard to outdoor eating, more use of our outdoor spaces to make businesses feel accommodating to people. I think people really like the idea of sidewalk tables and using parklets on the street to sort of extend out from the built infrastructure and outdoors to enjoy what we've got right here in Portland. Again, I think behaviors have changed. With people working from home more often, they look to recreation right here in the city. So investment in our parks and safe infrastructure for biking and walking, to me, those things are so important. Right. And COVID has shined the light on the fact that people really want to go out to the parks and they want to recreate here right in the city of Portland. And so I would say an expansion and a strengthening of those features of our city are really important.
Wonderful. Well, let's talk a bit about education. You mentioned this in your intro to the first question. And you've got a great background in education. You've worked in the field before. You mentioned there's a number of institutions, and Portland's become a very big. What can the education world, and think about our MBA programs, but other graduate programs that are around the universities really do to help kind of the city move forward? Our MBAs that we're talking to tonight, the MaineMBA right now, about 400 students. Most of them are across the country and around the world. They aren't here. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about that and education and how we could all help make the city a better place.
Well, you bring up an interesting point that not all students are here physically, but they've got now this connection to the state of Maine and to the city of Portland, and I think that's really cool. There is just no denying that right now we have such excitement in the city of Portland as it relates to higher education. So whether it's the work that's happening with the University of Maine, with the University of Southern Maine, the Rue Institute, University of New England. I mean, we have choices, and we've got great programming that has real depth. And so you think about folks who are going back to get higher education, and there's an inherent excitement and energy in that. And what that means is that people are investing in themselves, they're investing in their skills and in their career, and really in their future. And to me, those are people who are exciting to learn from and to talk to, and they're going to contribute great things to our community. So just to think about all that energy happening, you can't go to any one of the campuses around the city and not feel the excitement that happens when people come to improve their skills and to learn more. It's just, it's fantastic. We're a very small city, but I would say that we've got a fantastic share of higher education right here in the city of Portland.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. I hope you all found my conversation with Mayor Snyder as enlightening as I did. And now I have the privilege to welcome the head of our university system here in Maine, Chancellor Malloy. Chancellor Malloy has a vast background as a politician. He was a governor of a state, mayor of a city, understands business, very, very ambitious leader for us, and is a real privilege to work for him. So further ado, I'll pass it over to our Chancellor to formally thank Mayor Snyder.
Thank you, Norm O'Reilly, for that introduction. Probably far too generous, but greatly appreciated. Let me thank you also for your leadership of the MBA program. You have been a spark igniting this institution, and I really enjoy working with you. Your tireless efforts on behalf not only of the MBA program, but of the business community here in Portland is so very important. Let me also pose for a moment and thank the mayor for her comments. Mayor, I served 14 years as mayor in Connecticut before serving as governor and then coming to Maine as chancellor of the system. And I so appreciate your self-sacrifice to deliver services to the people of Portland. I also appreciate that you have one of your degrees from one of our institutions, and very happy to be working with you. And if there's anything I can do to be supportive of your endeavors on behalf of the people of Portland or of that area of the state, please let me know. I also want to thank the Portland Partnership and the Portland region for what they do and the work that is ongoing to grow the economy in the most populated portion of the state of Maine. That requires coordination, that requires outreach, and we're trying to do our part as a system. And clearly our footprint in the area is the law school, is the MBA program, is the University of Southern Maine and its various programs. We're proud of those efforts. And if there's further work that we need to do to be supportive of economic growth in the greater Portland area, please let me know. Let me also say that we are very proud of one of the things we do for the area, and that is that we are a major draw of diversity into the Portland area. Our students at our universities and the programs that I've just mentioned are a diverse group. Many people from Maine, but many people from outside of Maine, representing different religions, different races, different parts of the world in which they were born. And we're proud of that effort on behalf of the people of Maine, bringing that kind of talent and that kind of diversity to the state. And then finally, let me say of our MBA program, we could not be happier than to have other great partners in helping us in what we're doing around the MBA program. And I particularly want to thank the Harold Alfond Foundation for their commitment to this program in growing what was two separate MBA programs, relatively small in output, to a much larger institution that has demonstrated great capacity for growth and bringing from around the country and around the world talented individuals to study and hopefully to work in the state of Maine. And then finally, it's been long, I know, but finally, let me say to all of the nominees, you are winners. The mere fact that you've done what you've done and drawn the recognition you've drawn means that you're the winner. In these types of things, sometimes there's somebody who walks away with a statue or a certificate, but I want to congratulate whoever wins and thank whoever participated. Have a great night.
Thank you, Chancellor Malloy, for those sage and important words. Now, we're on to the awards portion of the evening. Just to give you a bit of background on the process we followed, nominations went out far and wide to alumni of the University of Maine, the University of Southern Maine, and the MaineMBA programs. Nominations came in, people could self-nominate or were nominated by others, and a steering committee made up of professors from the University of Maine and the University of Southern Maine made the final decision. So to award our first award of the evening, I'm pleased to introduce from Maine Outdoor Brands, Brian Threlkeld.
Thank you, Norm, and hello, everyone. My name is Brian Threlkeld, and I am here representing Maine Outdoor Brands, a nonprofit organization that unites like-minded brands in their desire to promote innovators and entrepreneurs whose products, services, and organizations are inspired by the vast outdoor playground we proudly call home. I am honored to be here to present this award at the first annual Graduate School of Business Alumni Awards event. The award I will be presenting is the U40, the Under 40 Alumni Award. This award celebrates an exceptional individual who has excelled in a career and who happens to be younger than 40. The person who's receiving this award tonight is a 2013 alumni, a native Mainer, a former UMaine football player, and currently lives and works in Germany as a project manager. Upon completing his MBA in 2013, this person signed contracts to play football professionally in Italy in 2014 and in Germany in 2015, the latter being where he began working within project management. He truly took his MBA internationally and has lived and worked in many countries throughout Europe. He managed to learn German at a rapid pace and speaks it both at home and at work. He started a successful multinational sports business, D1Theory.com, and currently holds a leadership role within a well-established project management firm spanning multiple industries, including healthcare, energy, mobility, oil and gas, pharmaceuticals, and real estate. This person continues to be an inspiration to many professors, colleagues, and fellow alumni who were all in agreement in nominating him for this award. We are proud to announce the winner of the 2022 U40 Alumni Award goes to 2013 MBA graduate, Chris Treaster. Congratulations, Chris.
Chris Treaster here, accepting this award from an old ruin in the Black Forest in Germany. Brian, thank you for those kind words. I am so happy and so thankful to receive this award, this prestigious award. And as a native Mainer, it meant so much to me to have been able to put on that Black Bear uniform on the football field, to have my diploma with a MaineMBA, and I'm so proud to be part of such a great organization and continue to have those connections that I had back when I was at school up in Orono. So thank you again so much. If I can leave one piece of advice with my listeners here and with maybe some people that are pursuing their MBA would be the following. Time is your most valuable asset, so use it wisely. When you have free time, use it to build the life that you want to live and enjoy it. All right, thanks everybody, and best of luck to you, and go Maine.
Congratulations, Chris, on your U40 award. Let's hope your next 40 years are as good as your first 40. And thank you for those kind words of advice to our current and future MBA students from the other side of the ocean. We really, really appreciate your participation tonight. And now I'll pass it off to Trish Brigham from the Maine Society of CPAs to present our next award.
Thank you so much, Norm. I'm really honored to be here at this first annual alumni event and congratulate the University of Maine for organizing this. I think it's wonderful to be able to recognize University of Maine system alumni for all the contributions they make in the state of Maine and in their profession that make Maine such a great place to live. My name is Trish Brigham, and I am the Executive Director of the Maine Society of CPAs, which is the state's premier professional membership association for those practicing in the field of accounting. I am honored to be presenting the Distinguished Accountant Award on behalf of the Maine Society of Certified Public Accountants, and thrilled to announce that this year's award recipient is Ryan Curry. He is so deserving for the distinguished professional career he has led in accounting. He currently works at IDEX in a management position and has risen rapidly during his tenure there. Prior to IDEX, he worked in public accounting to earn his certified public accountancy license. Ryan is also very willing to mentor those with whom he works, as well as to be a speaker at career events and high school and college classrooms, explaining and telling students about the wonderful opportunities that the accounting profession offers to those who choose to pursue it. So we thank him for that service as well. He is also being recognized for his leadership and community service. And his community service goes beyond that I've already mentioned. He served 3 terms in Afghanistan. So we thank him for that service to the greater community as well as to the accounting community. Thank you, Ryan, so much. You are so deserving of this award. Congratulations.
Hello, everybody. Ryan Curry here. Thank you very much for selecting me for the Accounting Alumni Award. The Maine Business School played an important part in my transition from a military to a civilian career. I want to thank all of the faculty and my peers for helping me through that journey. Once again, thank you very much, and I appreciate being selected for this award.
Congratulations, Ryan, on your accounting award. As a fellow CPA and MBA, I can speak to the importance of accounting and business and that combination. And congratulations on all the successes you've had and on your acknowledgement and winning the award tonight. Next, I'd like to pass it off to the Provost of the University of Southern Maine, Janine Didaluzzi, to present our next award.
Thank you, Norm. Hello, everyone. My name is Janine Didaluzzi, and I'm the Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs at the University of Southern Maine. Tonight, I have the pleasure of presenting the Dean's Alumni Award on behalf of the Graduate School of Business. This award is based on the graduates' academic and co-curricular record and their impact and contributions to the classroom. The Dean's Alumni Award is given to a recent graduate of the MaineMBA. The person receiving the Dean's Alumni Award tonight is a 2021 graduate, the first to complete the joint MBA JD program between the Graduate School of Business and Maine Law. In his time as a student, he organized a cross-divisional conference on sustainability that attracted over 300 participants. He served as a consultant to several cities and towns in Maine on sustainability, energy, and climate policy projects, and he maintained the highest standard of academic excellence throughout. He has been hired by one of Boston's most prominent law firms, Foley Hoag, to be a first-year associate after he completes his bar exam in May 2023. In addition to his outstanding academic, professional, and co-curricular record, tonight's Dean's Alumni Award recipient is an outspoken advocate for diversity and equity initiatives, both on campus and off. On behalf of the Graduate School of Business, it is my honor to announce that the 2021 Graduate School of Business Dean's Alumni Award goes to Josh Rosen. Congratulations, Josh. We know you will do great things at Foley Hoag.
Hi, I'm Josh Rosen. I'm calling in from my apartment here in Portland, Maine to say thank you for selecting me for this award as a recent graduate of the MaineMBA program. Later this spring, when I graduate from Maine Law, I'll be heading a little further south down I-95 to Boston. I secured a job as an associate attorney at one of the nation's top law firms named Foley Hoag. where I will specialize in energy and climate law and its intersection with business. Brief thanks to the MaineMBA program at large. I think having an MBA will really supercharge my legal practice. It gave me the tools I need to analyze an individual business, an entire industry, and really understand what's going on. And I think secondly, an MBA will really allow me to understand my clients' needs, right? Most of my clients will be businesses or corporations, and having an ability to understand what they need, especially as we transition into the clean energy future, will make me, I think, a really successful attorney. So thank you. And on a more personal note, a special thanks to Jamie Bellinger and Jackie Leonard. Those two individuals are extremely responsible for my success in the program. They were very responsive, very helpful, and allowed me to navigate the program with ease. As always, I'm eternally grateful to the University of Maine. Thank you to all of you at the MaineMBA program for providing me with this education and the incredible opportunities that lay ahead. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Josh, on winning the Dean's Award. It's a real privilege for me to acknowledge the successes you've had as a recently minted MBA. And now that you're going on to an exciting new job, you're really a role model for all of our MBA students and the power of the MaineMBA to really accelerate careers, mid-career, moving to new jobs. So really, really my very best for the future. And with that, I'd like to call on Diane Waters, who's an executive with Tyler Technologies, and more importantly, the chair of our Executive Advisory Board of the Maine Business School, to present our final award.
Thank you, Norm, and congratulations to all of the award recipients tonight. My name is Diane Waters, and I'm here tonight representing the Maine Business School Advisory Board. This board is made up of 25 distinguished business leaders from Maine and beyond, hand-selected by the dean to act as ambassadors, advisors, and advocates for both the Maine Business School and Graduate School of Business. I am so honored to be here tonight to present the first ever Distinguished Alumni Award. This award intends to recognize an alumni doing great things in their field and their community. The recipient of this award is someone who graduated from the University of Maine in 2014. He currently works for Johnson & Johnson as a strategist and a subject matter expert in his field. He has excelled in the field of orthopedic robotics, having clinically aided in the launch of both spine and brain robotic programs throughout the US, Europe, and China. Early in his career, this person helped build the first orthopedic spine robotic organization and personally managed hundreds of early procedures with leading orthopedic and neurosurgeons throughout the United States. After a successful leadership stint with Medtronic, he moved to Johnson & Johnson, where he continues to build the foundation of digital healthcare with a broader healthcare organization in a more strategic corporate capacity. He has published research on servitization and systems thinking. He has raised awareness to the shifting competitive needs in healthcare and has been recognized by industry throughout the world, including 6 continents. Lastly, this person is a former member of the University of Maine football team. It is my pleasure to announce Michael Kuhn as this year's recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award. Congratulations, Michael.
Hi, everyone. This is Mike Kuhn, and I'm beyond excited to represent the University of Maine Business School with our Alumni Award. I'm certainly grateful for the opportunity to participate in the program as both an undergraduate and MBA student, but more importantly, I'm grateful for the tremendous people who've helped me along the way. How can we have a conversation about the MBA program without mentioning the late, great John Mann? What an honor was to spend time under his watch. I have to thank the football program as well, especially Jack Cosgrove and Joe Rossi, who recruited me out of New Jersey to come up north. But believe it or not, as a 17-year-old senior in high school, I also met with Harold Dannel from the marketing department on my recruiting visit, who played a hand in helping me commit to Maine. I would also like to deeply thank Nori Jones, Patty Miles, and Scott Ankers, 3 people who taught me to believe in myself and my capabilities. I'll never remember half what they taught me in the classroom as much as the confidence that they instilled with me that sticks with me daily. Finally, how can I forget to mention Professor Pank Agrawal? Pank, to this day, is one of my favorite people in the world and a person who made learning fun for me. I never wanted to get an A for anybody as bad as I did for Pank. My advice to today's students is simple. Believe in yourself, be coachable, push yourself through all your limits, and do it with a sense of urgency. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to getting back on campus soon.
Congratulations, Mike. Winning the Distinguished Alumni Award at any institution of higher education is a real honor, and you're very, very well deserving. And your words of advice and thanks to colleagues and professors was very, very well received. You're a wonderful winner and a great cap to our 4 awards this evening. Congratulations again. To finish up the evening, I would like to introduce someone who most in Portland know very well, Greg Powell, the head of the Harold Alfond Foundation. The Harold Alfond Foundation is a real partner of the University of Maine system, but in particular the Graduate School of Business, and really has been a huge part of it even coming into existence and the success of the MaineMBA. So over to you, Greg, to wrap up the evening.
Good evening, and thank you, Dean O'Reilly, for inviting me to say a few words to close out this fine evening. On behalf of the Harold Alfond Foundation, let me begin by congratulating all of tonight's Alumni Award recipients and send a special thanks to Mayor Snyder for her fine remarks and for her leadership in the city of Portland. In 2020, the foundation awarded the University of Maine system a $240 million grant to help the system meet Maine's evolving education and workforce needs. A critically important part of this grant is focused on building out the Maine Graduate and Professional Center here in Portland. What we like to think is the very first graduate program in the country to integrate business, law, and public service education programs. The foundation made this commitment because we believe in the future of this state. We believe in you, and we believe that the university system is vital to a bigger, better, and more prosperous future for Maine and its people. We focused on the center and the Graduate School of Business because they are essential to building a professional workforce for Maine, essential to preparing the next generation of leaders for careers increasingly grounded in business, law, and public service, and essential to growing our economy. Since the launch of the center, progress has been impressive thanks to the leadership and collaboration of system faculty, staff, and administrators, including the stellar faculty at both USM and UMaine, Chancellor Malloy, President Ferrini-Mundy, and President Cummings, among others. To date, the center has seen the MBA programs at the University of Maine in Orono and the University of Southern Maine in Portland come together to create an enhanced program. The new MaineMBA is now recognized as among the top online business programs in the world. MBA enrollment has skyrocketed by more than 300% since the launch in 2018, from some 80 to nearly 400 students today. And the business school has a new dean who is just terrific and off to a great start. There is ambitious and promising work underway, and while there is still much to be done, sustained partnership and teamwork will ensure that the university system's prestige and impact continue to grow. Coming together, combining the immense talent and diverse strengths that already exists within the UMaine system, will build something new, an enhanced education model responsive to today's world with benefit for all. And by all, I also mean you, the Graduate School of Business's highly accomplished alumni. You can be very proud of your alma mater's growth, innovation, and leadership. And you can be proud of the role that you, as former students and current alumni, have played in the school's evolution. And for those of you who live and work here in Maine, we are especially grateful for the contributions you have made and are making to sustain our state's economy through this difficult time and help build it for the future. And for those of you who aren't here in Maine, come on back home. We need you, and you can be a part of what the foundation believes is a transformative moment for positive change in Maine's history. No matter what, at this pivotal moment in our country's history and in our state's history, I encourage you all to keep up your good work and to stay in touch. There are more than 400 students who look to you as inspiration and can benefit from your advice, mentorship, and coaching. And please come back to visit the Graduate School of Business and the City of Portland. Great things are happening here, and I know Dean O'Reilly would love to meet you all. So with that, I will end by saying that I hope to see you all next year at this event here in downtown Portland and in person. Until then, stay healthy and safe. And thank you for your leadership out there in the world. Thank you for representing the Graduate School of Business as alumni.
Thank you, Greg, for those terrific remarks to wrap up the evening. To conclude, I'd just like to give a couple thank yous. Once again, to thank all of our presenters, nominees, award winners, and speakers for their time and comments this evening. It was really wonderful. And finally, a sincere thanks to our organizing team of Connor Blake, Taylor Boucher, Melanie Brooks, Jackie Leonard, and Jamie Ballinger. In particular, I'd like to thank Connor and Taylor, who produced this video. With that, I wish you all a great evening and look forward to seeing you in person a year from now for our second annual MaineMBA Alumni Awards.